Hi, my name is Chris Martirano. It's a pleasure to be back here with our good friends at Kraft Music. We love coming here. They do such a great job, and I'm going to have a great time showing you Kurzweil's products. We're going to start off showing you the LE line. That's three different models. They have the LE8, 88 note hammer weighted, the LE7, which is 76 note semi weighted, and the LE6, which is a 61 note synth action. These products were developed after years and years looking for ways to give users the ability to own Kurzweil at a very affordable price and still get all the power of Kurzweil's acclaimed VAST system. The LE-series was designed for live performers, so the interface has some really great features including touch-sensitive pads, knobs, switches, wheels. You can assign pedals. So you have a lot of control, and it's great for performance. The sound is a true Kurzweil. It features the great sounds of the flagship PC3X. They share the same library. In fact, sounds created on their flagship can be imported directly into the LE models. So I'm going to have a lot of fun showing you that. There's always going to be more information you can check at craftmusic.com, and you can always talk with your product specialists here. They know the products as well as we do. They make some great bundles for you because they know everything that makes the instrument sing. They put it all together so you don't need to worry about what you need. Thanks. I hope you enjoy watching. Kurzweil was always famous for their piano sound, and the LE delivers. It has the really great triple dynamic strike grand piano. I'll play a little bit of the great classic sounds for you, but then I'll show you the synthesis side of the instrument and a lot of the cool performance features. So we'll start first with some of the classic sounds. Here's the grand piano. A very nice warm piano for the classic sound. Certainly there are bright pianos. The great thing is to find any sound, you have a category list on each button. So if you press the piano category, every piano sound that relates it all to piano, you'll find all right there grouped together. Here's some of our string sounds now. I'll play you a variety. There's a beautiful collection of string samples. Beautiful collection of strings. There's all of the electric pianos, the Tyne electrics, the Reed electrics, guitars, all of the platform that you need for every production that you're doing. Let's look at some of the really cool things that make the LE7 different. You have these pads on the front panel. They're both touch sensitive and pressure sensitive, and they can be used to trigger sequences or arpeggiations, which I should mention there are 16 arpeggiators with a myriad of performances, play orders, velocity tables that change the rhythm of what's going on. And so these pads can trigger riffs, arpeggiations, or they can be used as switches, on-off switches, as toggle, or momentary. So we'll take a look at a few of the combinations triggering some sequences at the same time with some arpeggiations and how these relate to the performance. Let me explain what's going on here. If I press one of these pads, you might see it illuminate with a purple-blue hue. That's telling me that it's triggering a sequence or a riff. If I press one of the pads and it illuminates red, it's telling me that it's a switch. And that switch can do everything from change the duration of some of the arpeggiated patterns to actually changing the solo sound that I'm playing, which was the case in that example. Or some of the pads that don't illuminate can be used to trigger single sounds, chord clusters, any kind of sample that's in the machine. So we'll look at a couple more examples and you'll get an idea of how flexible and how powerful this system is. On that example, when I pressed the first pad, it started a drum pattern. The second pad started an additional drum pattern. When I got to the fourth pad, it was illuminated red, and essentially that was toggling on or off whether the bass line sequence was playing or not. Again, I'll play it once more as I'm demonstrating and also explain what's going on. I press the first pad, we hear a kick drum. Second pad adds a little more complicated drum groove. Third pad starts to add a little bit more drum percussion. The fourth pad apparently does nothing when I press it, but it illuminates red. When I now press the fifth pad, it's going to trigger a chord to play and start a sequence at the same time. We hear a little bass note playing. If I now hit that pad, the red pad, it will shut off the bass. If I want to start the bass again, I can arm it by pressing it again. It's red. Hit the pad again for the chord. So really powerful system and a lot of fun. If you're into the DJing art and you're looking for something, the 61-note synth-weighted action is awesome, and it makes a great complement to a DJ rig. We'll look at a couple more examples. Okay, let me explain how you can personalize this instrument. First off, there's a 16-track sequencer complete with piano roll editing, punch-in, punch-out features, looping features, so you can create your own what Kurzweil is referring as riffs or sequences. You can assign them to pads to trigger them. You can assign any kind of arpeggiated pattern that you like. In fact, you can even make your own arpeggiated patterns and assign them to pads. I'm just using stock examples so that you can see how the interface works. But you can make this machine do what you want it to do. And again, you can import programs from the PC3X line, so there's a ton of library that'll be available. Also, we have some great features on the front panel as far as controls I'd like to describe. There's 5 knobs, and there's a matrix of 15 destinations, so it's like having 15 virtual knobs. You also have 5 switches above those knobs that have also 10 destinations. It's like having 10 virtual switches. So you have a lot of control over the sound. I'm going to show just 1 or 2 more sounds, and then you're going to be able to hear a composition put together using all of the features. I'd like to show just 1 or 2 more of the synth sounds. Here's one using our synthesis technology coming from the VAST architecture. Many of you have heard the acronym. You might not know that it stands for Variable Architecture Synthesis Technology. It's been pioneered and developed with Kurzweil's engineers to the point now where it's called Extended VAST. The new version 2 software allows you full editing. In the original version 1, there was no user editing of the actual synthesis sounds. You now have access to the algorithms, access to create wiring diagrams and hook up DSP blocks in the order that you choose. If you're a person who's interested in programming, you can go as deep in here as you like. You can edit the key maps of multi-samples. You can edit, in fact, individual ROM-based samples. You can re-loop them. So you can have years, lifetime of exploration if you're into synthesis. If you just want great sounds and the ability to control them, you've got a great interface to do that as well. So I'll just show you a couple now of the VA1, they're called, Virtual Analog 1 synth sounds. One great feature is the information for all the controls is displayed in the display, so you don't have to guess what is the knob doing, what is the wheel doing. You get immediate feedback from the display. There's an info button you can press that'll show you a full list of which assignments, which controls are assigned to. So this is a great overview of the LE7. I'd like to take you out here with something that shows you a little bit of the breadth of the instrument. I hope you enjoyed watching. That was a lot of fun, and I hope you've experienced the power of Kurzweil. In the LE series, it's a model that you can afford. Please be sure to check at craftmusic.com for more information or talk to your product specialist there. Be sure that you ask them about the special bundles they put together. Thanks again for watching.